Hey everyone, I wanted to do a bunch of channel announcements in this video, but first, I just want to give a shout out, a thank you to everybody who has subbed the channel, comments in the channel, who's part of the Patreon. This is something I gotta say, a level of support I did not expect, especially because I've really just tried to be genuine, honest, upfront, a man of character for you all. And I think that leads to the most important thing, which is trust, which is really the currency of all of those things that I just mentioned. And it's important, and that always needs to be the fundamental core of who I am and how I convey these videos to all of you. So once again, thank you for all of that, and hopefully you stick around for future videos. Okay, I got a bevy of announcements, and the first one, I am so excited for this because I think I've finally cracked the code on this thing. But come July, is something that I've written about, or I've back in February, I mentioned what the goal was with the CoveredCall ETF ALLSTAR tracker, which is that Google sheet that I've created that I continually add funds to every single month, and I update it and update performance, extract more data from the fund manager websites, and it's just an all-in-one place for your CoveredCall ETF needs. In July, the tracker changes in a big way. It's going to be live, meaning that anytime you open it, you'll be able to see yield changing right then and there. Price will be changing right then and there. Performance will be changing right then and there. Now, I've gotten a lot of comments about, Jordan, can you add total return to like 3-month and 6-month and year-to-date and 1-year columns? Guys, I'm gonna do that. I figured it out how to do that. Google Finance does not let you extract total return. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of reasons why that hasn't happened to this date, but now I figured it out. There's a little bit of a workaround that's going to work. And the best part about this with going to a live tracker and the way it's going to be set up is that you, as someone who opts into it, will be able to actually see whether it's accurate or not. You'll be able to test it, because what I'm going to be doing is using performance data, price performance data, and I'm going to use certain formulas to extract total return. But the cool part about that is when you eventually see it, you'll be able to actually test each one of these funds out for yourself just manually. If you really want to check for accuracy, you'll be able to, I'll explain how you'll be able to do all that. But first and foremost, the cool part is live tracker coming in July, which I think a lot of you are that it'll be a massive game changer for the tracker in that regard. Now, it's still gonna need monthly maintenance. It's still gonna need I'll still have to put out a new tracker every single month, because I'll be adding columns, I'll be editing things behind the scenes. There are no doubt formulas that are gonna need to be tweaked a little bit. Stuff that won't affect your viewing experience of it, but it's just sort of the natural custodial aspects of taking care of a live document like that. So really excited for that. Live tracker coming soon. Okay, next up is we are going to be doing, which I think is going to be really important, we're going to be doing a 2-hour workshop on June 15th at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2-hour workshop. Well, I should say maybe 45-minute to a 1-hour workshop on the CoveredCall ETF ALLSTAR tracker. We're going to go through this thing live. So if you want to be part of that, head over to the Patreon, join, and you can experience how to actually use the tracker to find opportunities, things of note to look for, red flags, all that good stuff. And we'll just kind of go column by column, tab by tab, and give you guys a real good understanding of how to use the tracker. I'll basically, that's open to everybody. There's not going to be a limit. So that will be about 45 minutes one after, and then after that we'll just do an open Q&A, sort of which I recently done a week prior to this video, making this video, where I got to do a Zoom session with 3 other people who are Patreon members, which was awesome. It was so cool to hear everybody else's stories and how, and just to see everybody sort of mind meld when it comes to this CoveredCall ETF stuff and how everyone is using these funds for themselves. Great value there. Not just to just hear me talk, but hear from everybody. And those will be ongoing every single month. So workshop, how to use the tracker, and then a Q&A afterwards that everybody can participate in. So head over to the Patreon for that. There's also a Blossom meetup happening. If you're not familiar with Blossom, it's a social investing app that I'm on. You can see all my live trades and you can scope out my portfolio live. Just on the go. It's a great app, and the people who created are local to me, Max and Brandon Beavis, who I've gotten to meet a couple of times now, and great people, great app. And so they are going to be hosting a Vancouver meetup on July 15th. I've already bought tickets for it. It's going to be at Earl's downtown at the Loft. So if you are in Vancouver or near Vancouver and you want a place to meet other like-minded people in the finance sphere, come to that, meet me. Love to meet all of you guys, and let's just talk income investing, cover calls, and all that good stuff. So I'll be there, just like all of you. Bought a ticket, and let's have some fun with it. Also in June, and sort of to be announced, or dates to be announced, I'm going to be starting to offer one-on-ones again. I was doing this for free between the months of October 2023 and March of this year. I was doing for free. I was doing about 2 to 4 half-hour video sessions every Saturday and Sunday, roughly. So I was doing a lot of them. And the purpose of that really was to meet all of you, figure out kind of get some experience on what are sort of the main drivers of why people say need help or need some clarity on. And I did that because I knew eventually I'd probably want to do paid one-on-ones, which that's what I'll be offering now. If you want to go through the tracker with me, we can do that. We can look at funds through the tracker. That's something I'll also include in that. If you're not part of Patreon, I'll also give you a copy of the most current CoveredCall ETF ALLSTAR tracker that we can go through together. And you can really just pick my brain about experiences I had. That's the point. From one DIY investor to another. I'm not in the financial space. I am not hired by any financial institution, nor am I sponsored by any financial institution. It is simply like you talking with your buddy or someone who has, who has done DIY investing, and you're just curious about it, and you need maybe a little one-on-one time with that, I guess. And last but not least, I want to do a video on sort of have some fun, do like a reaction to emails or comments, or maybe whatever social media that you're a part of, or other videos. Let me know what those are. If someone has, or maybe even just tell me a story, something that I can react to with maybe a misunderstanding about CoveredCall ETFs. So that will be, right, it could be, oh gosh, I don't know, a comment on Twitter or X, right, that you saw that someone just said something super outlandish about CoveredCall ETFs, and then we'll put like an educational spin on it. It's not just oh my gosh, I can't believe someone said this, what a dummy. No, it's let's take something that you feel that someone just misunderstands, and then I'll put an educational bend on it. So send in your comments, your emails, just things that people have said about CoveredCall ETFs and what you feel like people need to understand about CoveredCall ETFs. So that, I think, will be a fun video to do. So throw that in the comments below or just email me. So hopefully you are all can see that I'm hungry for this stuff, hungry to learn, hungry to teach, and want to keep growing. That's the ultimate goal here, is to keep spreading the financial literacy through CoveredCall ETFs. So with that being said, as always, do the cliche thing and hit all the buttons of the like and subscribe variety, and I'll see you all in the next video.